In keeping with the brand ethos of Atithi Devo Bhava, let us begin this event with the traditional lighting of the ceremonial lamp. Requesting our distinguished guests to please join us for the ceremony to light the traditional lamp. Shri Anuraag Bhatnagar, Chief Executive Officer of the Leela Palaces Hotels and Resorts, Shri Ashank Kothari, Managing Director Real Estate India for Brookfield, Shri Ravi Shankar, Head of Asset Management and the Chief Financial Officer of the Leela Palaces Hotels and Resorts. The representation from the book-running lead managers here on the dais is Shri Harshil Shah, Associate Capital Markets Group, Kotak Mahindra Capital Company Limited. Without further ado, I would now request Shri Harshil Shah to please commence the session today with his opening remarks.
All right. With that, I would like to, on behalf of the management of Schloss Bangalore Limited, the Leela Palace Hotels and Resorts, and the BRLMs to the IPO, I take great pleasure in extending a very warm welcome to each one of you present in this press meet for the launch of the Schloss Bangalore IPO. We at Kotak are proud to be book-running lead managers to the IPO of Schloss Bangalore, the only institutionally owned and managed pure-play luxury hospitality company in India. The company owns, operates, manages, and develops luxury hotels and resorts under the leading brand The Leela, with a strong focus on building a luxury brand specializing in Indian hospitality. The Leela brand was ranked as number 1 among the world's best hospitality brands in 2020 and 2021, and among the world's top 3 hospitality brands in 2023 and calendar year 2024 by Travel Plus Leisure World's Best Award Surveys. Schloss Bangalore is present in all 7 top business markets and 3 of the top 5 leisure.
In India for over 15 years, and we are truly very grateful that India has been really good for us and has treated us very, very well. Today, our business in India, as Brookfield, we have over 2.5 lakh crores of assets that we are actively managing across the country. And while all our investments are very special in India, I would say that Leela is truly unique and something that's very close to my heart. Leela is not just an investment for us, it's a celebration of Indian hospitality at its finest, a representation of Atithi Devo Bhava, guest is God. And I was talking to our general manager earlier in the morning today, and he was telling me, Atithi Devo Bhava Parampara started in Gujarat, and Leela has really taken this parampara across the country and has been able to invite guests not only in the domestic but also internationally. In 2019, when we were evaluating this business as Brookfield, we realized that Leela was a very special and unique brand, and it had a very special story to it. The service excellence, the nature of the culture of the properties, all of it needed a new sponsorship, and we are very fortunate that we were given this opportunity to be able to stand behind the Leela platform. And over the last few years, we have been able to grow this platform quite significantly. As I said, it's a very special business for us. It's a great example of how India has taken something that is homegrown and has been able to bring it to the world standards, not just in terms of service, but also the property quality. Today, Leela stands amongst the world's best brands, and it's a leader in hospitality when people think about luxury hospitality. Over the last 5 years, we have had hundreds of investors of Brookfield that have been exposed to the Leela business. And for us, this IPO presents an opportunity where a lot of other investors and the retail market can actually participate in this journey of ours. I'm very fortunate that in the last 5 years, this business has made multiples of what we had actually started off with. And this has happened as a result of the unrelentless efforts that this team has put together into this business along with the team at the properties. Today, we have a net promoter score of almost 85, which reflects the guest satisfaction at the properties. This is something that is one of the highest, not only in India, but also in the world. This means that when a customer visits our properties, they are very satisfied with the service and the quality of the assets that they are experiencing. As Anuraag was telling me, there are almost 800 touch points between the time a customer enters a hotel and they check out from a hotel. Now, those are 800 opportunities that the Leela team has to impress the customer and make them feel good about their stay. That's a lot of hard work, and that's only been possible for us to be able to achieve such high NPS scores because of the hard work that the team has put in. And I really must congratulate them for everything that they've done day in and day out across the 3,500 keys that we have, and many more to come. I would also like to thank my fellow board members and the entire Brookfield team, some of them who are here, in terms of all the work that they have put in as a sponsor to help us grow the platform in the last few years. And with that, I'll invite Anuraag Bhatnagar, the Chief Executive Officer of Leela, and an Executive Board member as well, to come in and give you an overview of the business. Thank you.
Hi, good morning everyone. Thank you, Ashank. Can you just check this? Yeah. I mean, it's a great privilege and a great honor to be here with you today, and thank you for being here with us this afternoon. As Ashank mentioned, Leela is a very special and a unique business. And what I attempt to do today is to share with you what is our perspective and our overview of business, where are we today, where is the opportunity that lies, the opportunity set that we play in, and what is the value proposition. And as we launch our IPO, I mean, it is my really privilege to welcome you and to partner with us in this process. So Leela, the brand was established lagbhag 40 saal pehle by legendary hotelier Captain Man. The brand over the last 40 years has been recognized as one of the finest luxury brands in the world. Over the last few years, the brand has won over 250 global awards. And ये चीज़ आपसे कहना चाहूँगा कि these awards are actually given by actual guests who rate the hotel versus other luxury brands globally. Our business is a B2C business. It's very, very consumer and guest-centric business because ultimately we are a consumer brand. Our job is to create that experience for the guest and that memories and that lasting impact and impression. And as Ashank mentioned, Atithi Deva Bhava is something that is a part of our DNA, something is a part of our core. And I'm very happy to realize today that this started here in Gujarat itself. Hamara har employee, har associate isko practice karta hai. This is our dharma that we live by. And as a byproduct of that, as an output of that, as an outcome, you can see that the brand has been established as one of the finest brands. और मुझे बहुत गर्व होता है इस चीज़ का बोलने के लिए कि twice in a row the brand was voted in 2020 and 2021 as the world's #1 brand. केवल हिंदुस्तान में नहीं, the world's #1 brand. And consistently the brand is featured, the Leela is featured as the top 3 brands in the world, जिसमें सारे world के international brands भी participate करते हैं उसमें. So I just want to share with you an overview of the Leela business. Leela today is the only institutionally owned and managed pure-play luxury hospitality company in India. Not only are we owners of some iconic palace hotels in great strategic locations, but also great food and beverage, wellness sanctuaries, and also, since our sponsorship is through Brookfield, great programming, technology and experiences that we have created as an ecosystem. So our focus has been pure play luxury. The second thing, which is unique and distinct for us, we also own the brand completely, 100% owners of the brand. What it allows us is to put this brand on our own hotels as well as managed hotels. What it also allows us is to use this brand for brand extensions, for luxury residences, luxury service apartments, a members-only club, and many other value drivers, which this advantage of owning the real estate as well as the brand gives us this revenue streams and ensures that there is a steady cash flow, there is revenue coming from asset ownership as well as fee earnings. At the core of all of this, as Ashank mentioned, this is this sentiment of Atiti Devo Bhava, our philosophy. उसी की वजह से 85 जो net promoter score है हमारा, this is actually the voice of a customer. ये customers ये score हमें देते हैं, and there are, like Ashank mentioned, there are more than 800 touch points जहाँ पे ये impact बनता है. This is very very important for us, hence I thought मैं इसको beginning में लेकर आऊँगा. Our goal is to continue building and stay very focused on luxury. Luxury is something, creating experiences, programming, asset quality, detailing, everything that is to go with luxury is something that the business is all about. This is the only segment we are present in. इसका advantage दूसरा ये है, because luxury we have seen as trends, even global trends, and of course with India today, is relatively inelastic. It has the maximum delta in terms of growth and a minimum trough when it comes to on other days. So hence this segment is not only relevant for us in terms of, but it also creates great economic value. So अगली कुछ slides में I want to share with you where we are present today, what is the strategy. Today Leela is operating around 13 operating hotels out of 20 that we have contracted. There are 13 hotels operating across pan-India. As you can see from the map, we are present from Srinagar in the north to Kovalam and Ashtamudi in the south. It's a pan-India play. Today, आज हिंदुस्तान की सबसे 7 or 8 major business cities में, we are present in 7 of them. And if you look at the 5 leisure destinations which attract the maximum tourists and guests, we are present in 3 of them. The 7 hotels that we are building and at various stages of development, 5 of those hotels will be owned by us and 2 will be under management agreements. So as you can see, we've got a very good blend. Today, we are owners of 5 hotels and 1,224 keys. And as we go forward, I'll share with you how that is happening. From 11 cities that we are present in, we will be present in 17 cities in the next few years. From 13 properties to 20 properties. And as from 3,553 keys to slightly over 4,200 keys. Total of 678 keys, all in luxury, are in various stages of development. उसमें से 475 keys will be under our ownership, where we are putting our capital, and 203 keys are under management agreements. This is a snapshot of business. Ashank spoke about the performance of the team. And it's with a great privilege that I want to share some of the results, high-level results that the Leela team has delivered under the stewardship of Brookfield. The brand has been consistently voted in the top 3 brands in the world, which I've spoken about earlier, and this is something that makes us very proud. From Leela's standpoint and as an Indian, that this is a world reckoning. This 1.4x premium on RevPAR. RevPAR is, as you all know, is revenue per available room. It's a very, very important matrix for us to determine कि hotel की occupancy और average rate का मिश्रण क्या है. This algorithm of occupancy and average daily rate is at a 40% premium to other luxury brands operating in the country. Luxury RevPAR is anywhere 2.5 times more than rest of the brands. And Leela has got a 40% premium on luxury industry brands, which means it's almost 3 times more than any other brand. Now this really translates into nearly a 49% EBITDA margin. As you can imagine and understand, 49% EBITDA margin is not just high, it's the highest in the reported industry numbers. This is also an account of fact that at top line we have a premium of 40%, not just on our RevPAR, but also on something that we call as TRevPAR, total revenue per available room. And on the bottom line, there are a lot of efficiencies and economies and strategies that we have brought into play to ensure that we are more efficient and deliver this 49% margin. 85% net promoter score. This is the true voice of the customer, and whilst I know I'm repeating it, but this is what determines everything else that follows. The other two things that I want to bring to your attention is, almost 2/3 of Leela business comes from our direct channels, and what I'm alluding to is our proprietary channels. ये channels हमने create किए हैं, ये Leela के channels हैं. Leela is present in 9 regional sales offices in the country and 6 international sales offices. We have a global distribution partnership tie-up with preferred hotels, which gives us representation across 800 hotels globally and all major cities in the world. We also have a global hospitality alliance tie-up, which gives us a loyalty program, जिससे हमें 26 million, 2.6 crore actual users का access मिलता है when they are evaluating their holiday or their business trip. So this gives us a strong proprietary distribution. And this 2/3 of our business which comes from our Leela direct channel also comes to us at a very reasonable cost of guest acquisition versus any other channel which will come in significantly higher cost. Today, almost 50% of our business comes from international markets. This shows that not just India is growing, and we can see, and I will talk about it when I talk about the opportunity, but there is a long runway ahead because Abhi international business has still not come to pre-COVID levels. It's catching there, and if I may say, there's a very long runway ahead as we expand more in terms of our campaigns and tourism becomes a very big feature. This is a segment that is likely to grow even more. So I want to quickly take you through in more detail about what is our ownership portfolio. As I mentioned, we own 5 hotels. All our hotels have one thing in common, whether owned or managed. They are extremely iconic, great locations, amazing land parcels, absolutely the center stage wherever they are. In your own city, I'm sure you have had an opportunity to experience the Leela Gandhinagar, where we are staying last night, and that hotel is also managing this beautiful Mahatma Mandir. And these are very, very hard to replace and replicate destinations and locations. If I talk about the Leela Palace, New Delhi, this is, I'm sure many of you have been there. It is in the heart of diplomatic enclave, over 3 acres of land in that location. And any head of state, king, visiting diplomat, anyone who's coming to Delhi, that's the preferred address. And that hotel is commanding a 50% RevPAR premium over luxury. And has been voted as one of the top 3 city hotels, best city hotels in the world. The Leela Palace, Bangalore, over 8.5 acres. Bangalore, the city, one of the fastest growing cities in the world, Silicon Valley of India. And this hotel has been commanding a 50% premium again versus the luxury comp set. So this premium is not over the industry, it's over the luxury brands and luxury comp set, and has been voted as the #1 hotel in the country many years and has many world level awards. The Leela Palace, Chennai, it's a city hotel but on the Marina Bay in Chennai. Every room has a phenomenal view of the sea and has got some amazing F&B. F&B, which is a very big core part of our business in Bangalore, Chennai, all our hotels. And this hotel has always been featured in some of the most C-suite Fortune 500 company CEOs when they come and travel to India, they stay in this hotel. Leela Palace, Udaipur is on the banks of Lake Pichola, has been voted as the world's best hotel in 2024. And I think this is one of the most exotic addresses in the country. लोग हिंदुस्तान जाते हैं तो इस होटल के बारे में काफी उत्सुक भी हैं and is commanding a 70% premium. Leela Palace, Jaipur, on Aravallis. This is our most recent acquisition. We acquired this hotel in 2023. And if I may proudly say, within 2 years of acquiring this hotel, we were able to double its performance, both on RevPAR as well as EBITDA margins. And we are commanding a 60% share premium over the market and has been voted as the top 20 best hotels. So we give equal importance to the hotels because the brand for us is very, very important. This is a picture of a most recent opening, the Leela in Hyderabad, 2.5 acres in Banjara Hills. This also is a snapshot of our Baki portfolio. The Leela Ambience Convention Hotel East Delhi here. This is one of the largest convention spaces in the country. So there are 3 places. This one, Mahatma Mandir, and now Yeshobhumi. So this is amongst the largest in the country, but with the hotel attached to it. The Leela Ambience Gurugram is in the heart of Gurugram, where 200 of the global India, Asia Pacific offices of Fortune 500 companies are located. The Leela Bhartiya City in Bangalore is the second property in Bangalore. This is a 125 acres of integrated smart city. So this hotel is very, very unique in its location. Leela Hyderabad I spoke about, your own Leela Gandhinagar, and the Leela Kovalam. This is again an iconic asset, amazing location. Is the only hotel in the country which is on a cliff and has panoramic view of the sea, and the Leela Ashtamudi, which is surrounded by lakes all around and has got a phenomenal programming and experiences. So as you can see, Leela is very singularly focused on luxury, asset quality, and what experiences that we can create for our guests, and hence it creates great economic value through our higher premium that we command on rates, and which leads to a significant EBITDA flow through and margin. Now I want to give you some light in terms of what the opportunity is, what Leela is playing in today. If you look at this chart, it tells you when the overall GDP of a country is powered up to double in the next 10 years, in India's case, is expected to double in the next 5 years or 7 years. When it becomes a 7 trillion economy, when you look at the US market and the European market, when these economies doubled up to a 7 trillion odd mark, the prominent hospitality players in their market grew by almost 7 times and 4 times the number of hotels. So this opportunity is lying ahead for India as well. There is a great correlation between GDP of the country, growth of the acceleration of the GDP, and the hospitality. This is what my point was, and of course, Leela is at the epicenter of this opportunity for us to take advantage of. At an India level, the demand, especially in the luxury segment, is growing phenomenally. It's growing in double digits. And luxury hotels, I'm sure as many of you would be aware, have got high barriers to entry, getting access to the best quality of land and location, access to capital to be able to have this built world-class quality, access to skilled manpower, great quality aesthetics and taste. All of it creates barriers to entry, and hence the supply is muted in luxury space. I know there are a lot of brands and hotels coming up, but if you look at singular focus on luxury, this is where Leela is very well positioned, because of our sponsorship of Brookfield and the legacy that we've had built over the last 4 decades, we are well placed to ride this. Wherein overall as an industry, the supply is in low single digits, where the luxury demand is in double digits. So this is again something that will drive average daily growth in the country. The other factor on average daily rate which I want to talk about is, if you look at India per se, if you look at the top cities in India, in dollar value today, even today, we are significantly lower than similar cities and similar markets anywhere in the world. आप बाली देख लीजिए, Hong Kong, Bangkok देख लीजिए, Singapore देख लीजिए. If you compare luxury pricing, luxury hotels pricing versus luxury hotels in India, you can see this is not just a Leela figure, this is an industry figure. There's a significant potential for rate. And I know there's been a lot of discussions regarding the rates and the bump up after COVID, but I just want to bring this to the table, that there is so much of delta between what even our top hotels in India are charging today versus what similar cities are charging in other markets. So the third part, and before I bring in my chief CFO, I want to place before you what is the value proposition. Why Leela? What's unique about Leela? Firstly, this is a big differentiation for us, that we are only pure play luxury. This is the segment we understand, this is the ecosystem that we have built, and we are owners of the brand as well as the real estate. What it allows us is to create several offerings and several revenue streams. And plus gives us a far better control over our brand and our business. Secondly, over the last few years, the performance track record that Ashank spoke about, if I just use the example of last year to this year, our revenue has grown by 15%, our EBITDA has grown by 17%. since 2019 to 2025, we have been able to triple the EBITDA. So this shows, and we practice what is the asset management approach across all our hotels. So we have been able to unlock value, bring in value drivers. We have been able to identify opportunities where we could have generated more revenue. In Bangalore, we identified certain rooms which had a terrace, and we converted them into terrace suites. As a result, we really got an uptick in our occupancy. There was a storeroom lying in Bangalore, which we repurposed into a speakeasy bar, which is now not just generating phenomenal revenue, but also voted as one of the best bars in the country. So this active revenue asset management approach, which Ravi will also share in more details. Today, the platform is poised under various growth, is very well scaled up and poised for growth. I think this is something that we all are keen to know and about. Firstly, we have runway to grow organically. When I say organically, same store, हमारे जो 5 owned hotels हैं, we really believe that the value drivers, we are adding a Leela Club, we are coming up with branded residences, we added a ballroom in Bangalore, we have renovated entire rooms in Leela Palace Bangalore, we are adding a restaurant in Leela Bangalore, we are adding 2 new restaurants and a bar in Leela Palace Jaipur. A lot of capital has already been deployed, and we continue to deploy, which we have declared in our prospectus as well, to enhance same-store growth in our existing hotels. In addition to this, we are entering new segments of luxury in detail, like wildlife, spiritual tourism, which again we'll talk about in more detail. This gives us another lever for growth. And last but not the least, the new segments that we are entering, we are launching a members-only club. This members-only club, which is coming across 3 of our hotels, gives us an affinity to connect closer with our guests, plus creates a Leela brand impact. Because then when you are a privileged member, not only you get membership privileges in the city that you are in, but when you travel, you get the same privileges across the brand. The 4th biggest lever for us is being powered and sponsored by Brookfield. We have access to capital, we have access to global level expertise and governance and processes. We have a backing of a very distinguished and an eminent board. We also have a very strong and experienced leadership team in place to ensure that they can lead the organization into the next level of its journey. So at this stage, I would like to invite Ravi, who is not just the head of asset management, also the CFO of the company. But while he's coming up, I'll have to just take a few seconds on this particular slide. For the last 5 years, this is again a Reader's Award. Travel and Leisure is one of the most eminent and credible magazines in the world, have voted Leela as the best hotel group in India for the last 5 years. So this is again a factor of how important is taking care of our guests for us, and this is our motto. This is a simple differentiator. So thank you for being patiently listening to me, and Ravi, you can take this forward.
Thank you, Anuraag. Namaskar. I'm the CFO and head of asset management for the portfolio. For background, मेरे बारे में, when Brookfield had acquired the portfolio in 2019, me and Anuraag were the first employee who joined the company. On last 5 years, the journey has been incredible. We were able to triple our EBITDA in the last 5 years. That kind of a growth I have seen in this company, and we will be able to deliver. And how did we triple our 3 times? 3 बार में EBITDA कैसे 3 टाइम बढ़ा दिया? One was obviously a very active asset management approach that we have. इसमें हम 3 तरीके से काम करते हैं. एक अपना टॉप लाइन कैसे बढ़ाना है, जिससे अपना ADR, occupancy, वो कैसे बढ़ाएंगे हम. दूसरा हम अपने कॉस्ट पे कैसे कंट्रोल करेंगे, अपने मार्जिन कैसे बढ़ाएंगे. बिकॉज एंड ऑफ द डे तो आपको मार्जिन ही मिलता है बिजनेस से कि हाउ मच प्रॉफिट यू आर जनरेटिंग. एंड थर्ड, आप अपने एग्जिस्टिंग एसेट में कैसे वैल्यू ड्राइवर्स ऐड करो. आप नए रेस्टोरेंट बनाओ, नया बॉलरूम बनाओ, एडिशनल कमरे बनाओ उसी एरिया में, सो दैट आप एडिशनल रेवेन्यू जनरेट कर पाओ. सो दैट अपार्ट फ्रॉम द नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन जो आपका होटल कर रहा है, नई फैसिलिटी भी आपको एडिशनल रेवेन्यू और ईबिटा दे. ये तीनों चीजें हमने की एसेट मैनेजमेंट में. प्लस Anuraag spoke, our brand is globally recognized, marquee assets with high barriers of entry. We have the best-in-class processes in the system. As a result, if you see our RevPAR index that we achieved in FY25 is 296. What does RevPAR index means actually? This is 40% more from the luxury industry, जो luxury industry players हैं, और अगर हम सारा hospitality देखें तो we are 3 times more. But RevPAR index कहता क्या है? क्या ये नंबर है 300 मैं आपको कह रहा हूँ? इसका ये मतलब है कि कस्टमर लीला में रहने के लिए 40% ज़्यादा रेट देने को तैयार है. That's what RevPAR index in simple term means. अगर मैं RevPAR एब्सोल्यूट नंबर आपको बताऊं तो हमारे पोर्टफोलियो का एवरेज RevPAR नंबर 15,300 है, एज अगेंस्ट जो लग्जरी इंडस्ट्री के पीयर का देखो नंबर वो 11,000 है, और होटल का देखो एवरेज सारे होटल का तो 5,300 है. तो आप देखो 5,300 हमारा RevPAR 15,300 है, और लग्जरी इंडस्ट्री अगर देखो जो एकदम सेम प्लेटफॉर्म पे है उससे हम ऑलमोस्ट 40% जा रहे हैं. ये RevPAR इंडेक्स भी हम ज़्यादा नहीं है. अगर हम TRevPAR देखें, विच अनुराग मेंशन, जिस मतलब है टोटल रेवेन्यू पर अवेलेबल रूम, जिसमें रूम्स के अलावा आपका F&B आ जाता है, जो आउटलेट है, बैंक्वेट हमारे होटल्स में, स्पा है, लॉन्ड्री है, इन सब का अगर हम रेवेन्यू जोड़े, इससे भी हमें 40% प्रीमियम मिलता है. तभी हमारा TRevPAR 40% ज़्यादा है. और ये नंबर हम नहीं कह रहे हैं, ये थर्ड पार्टी हमें कहती है. STR होता है या इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट्स होते हैं, उनकी रिपोर्ट में ये प्रीमियम्स आते हैं. यानी कि हम खुद ही बता रहे हैं कि हम 40% ज़्यादा है, थर्ड पार्टी बैक्ड रिपोर्ट है. ये TRevPAR प्रीमियम और RevPAR प्रीमियम के कारण और हमारा कॉस्ट मैनेजमेंट के कारण वी आर एबल टू ड्राइव अ ग्रॉस ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट ऑफ ऑलमोस्ट 55%. This is 8% more than the luxury industry average and 10% more than the hospitality industry. एक बार मैं फिर से कहूँगा, कोई होटल कंपनी इन लग्जरी स्पेस 55% जीओपी मार्जिन नहीं करता है, ये सिर्फ लीला करता है. बिकॉज हमारे पास एकदम फोकस मैनेजमेंट है, एक एक क्या खर्चा करना है, कहाँ रेवेन्यू बढ़ाना है, कौन से एरिया है जहाँ हमें फैसिलिटी डालनी है. अनुराग ने कहा हमने जो बैंक्वेट बनाया बैंगलोर में वो पार्किंग स्पेस था. उस पार्किंग स्पेस को हमने बैंक्वेट स्पेस बनाया और उससे रेवेन्यू जनरेट कर रहे हैं. वो नंबर नहीं है DRHP में, नहीं तो मैं आपको नंबर बताता. अच्छा बड़ा एक सब्सटैंशियल करोड़ों में नंबर है जो हमने लास्ट ईयर कमाया, उसका डबल हम इस साल कमाएंगे. जो पार्किंग से जीरो रेवेन्यू था, या स्टोर है जिससे हम उसमें हमने आउटलेट बना दिया ZLB. स्पीक बात. अगर हम ओवरऑल अपना रेवेन्यू देखें FY25 का, हमने 1400 करोड़ कमाया. दिस इज 15% मोर देन लास्ट ईयर. और EBITDA हमने कमाया 700 करोड़, विच इज 17% मोर देन लास्ट ईयर. हमारी एक बहुत बड़ी स्ट्रेंथ है हमारा ऑपरेटिंग लेवरेज, कि कितना प्रॉफिट जाता है रेवेन्यू से. अगर आपने रेवेन्यू 100 रुपए कमाया तो उसका प्रॉफिट कितना जाता है, उसमें हमारी सबसे बड़ी स्ट्रेंथ है. अगर आप देखोगे रेवेन्यू हमारा CAGR ग्रोथ होता है, कंपाउंडेड एवरेज ग्रोथ, वो 25% से ग्रो किया है, बट EBITDA मेरा 29% से ग्रो किया है. ये दिखाता है कि हमारा स्ट्रॉन्ग फ्लो थ्रू है बिजनेस का. और वही आप हमारे EBITDA मार्जिन में भी देख सकते हो, 47% FY23 जो इटसेल्फ सबसे बड़ा नंबर है. इतना 47% भी EBITDA मार्जिन कोई हॉस्पिटैलिटी लग्जरी होटल कंपनी नहीं करती है. उसको भी 47 से 50% तक लेके आए, which is still the best in the luxury industry. और आपके पास तो सारे होटल्स के डेटास होते हैं, आप देखेंगे 50% कोई होटल कंपनी नहीं करता है in luxury space. This is a very great snapshot of our story so far. जब हमने अपनी जर्नी शुरू की थी, when Brookfield had bought over the portfolio, we started with 8 hotels with 2,500 keys. आज हम 13 होटल हैं, 3,500 keys, 5 ओन होटल, 8 मैनेज होटल, और हमारे पास 7 होटल कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड पाइपलाइन में है. उनको मैं जोड़ूं तो 20 होटल हो जाएंगे, 10 ओन होटल और 10 मैनेज होटल. अब आपके दिमाग में आएगा आप 5 होटल बना रहे हो, कहाँ से पैसा आएगा? हमारे आज ही के दिन बैलेंस शीट में 1300 करोड़ के आसपास पैसा है, जिससे मैं 500 करोड़ होटल आराम से बना सकता हूँ बिना मैं पैसे किसी से लिए. अगर मैं आपको एक नंबर नेट डेट का समझाऊं कि टोटल डेट कितना है बुक्स में, तो टोटल जो नेट डेट है, जितना लोड नेट लिया कैश उसको कम करके 2,500 करोड़ के आसपास मेरा डेट है FY25 में. प्राइमरी जो मैं कर रहा हूँ वो 2,500 करोड़ का आपको बताइए. अगर वो उससे मेजॉरिटी पैसा मैं डेट पे कर रहा हूँ. IPO डेट में लिटरली मेरे पास नेग्लिजिबल डेट होगा, कोई डेट नहीं होगा, और मेरे पास बड़ी स्ट्रॉन्ग बैलेंस शीट होगी टू टेक केयर ऑफ एनी एक्विजिशन विच इज एक्टिव पाइप. हमारे बहुत सारे होटल एक्टिव डिस्कशन में, सो बैलेंस शीट पे इतनी कैपेसिटी होगी बिकॉज आपके पास लिटरली नेग्लिजिबल डेट है कि आप और पैसा मार्केट से या बैंक से उठा के आप वो फंड कर सकते हो जो कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड पाइपलाइन ने नहीं दी, ओवर एंड अबाउट दैट. अगर आप हमारा एडीआर देखो, एडीआर हमने 12,000 से शुरू किया था, आज वो 22,500, सो उसको हमने 10% CAGR से बढ़ाया है। रेफपार 8,000 है जो हमने आज 15,300 पे, 11%। बाकी लग्जरी इंडस्ट्री 8 और 9% पे बढ़ी है। तो बोथ एडीआर और रेफपार हमने 2% ज्यादा बढ़ाया है। बाकी इंडस्ट्री भी ग्रो की है, उन्होंने 8 और 9 किया, हमने 10 और 11 किया, तो उनसे ज्यादा जल्दी ग्रो किए हैं। रेफपार प्रीमियम 20% जब हमने पोर्टफोलियो लिया था, और मैं 5 साल पीछे जाऊं तो लीला का जो ब्रांड था उस समय भी 20% रेफपार प्रीमियम ज्यादा था। इसका यह मतलब है कि ब्रांड उस समय भी बहुत अच्छा था, लोग उस ब्रांड को फिर भी प्रेफर करते थे और 20% ज्यादा पैसा देने को तैयार थे टू स्टे इन दैट ब्रांड। आज बिकॉज ऑफ द ब्रुकफील्ड स्पॉन्सरशिप, लीडरशिप, हमारा एसेट मैनेजमेंट अप्रोच, हमारी स्ट्रॉन्ग मैनेजमेंट, इन सब के कारण हमने इस रेफपार प्रीमियम को डबल करके 40% प्रीमियम पे ले आए। जो हमारी कंपनी है बहुत ग्रोथ ट्रैजेक्टरी में है। ऑलमोस्ट 475 कमरे हैं जो ओन्ड पोर्टफोलियो में लेके आएंगे और 200 कमरे हम मैनेज होटल में लेके आएंगे। और ये हम हर होटल सेगमेंट में मूव कर रहे हैं, चाहे वो सिटी होटल हो, लेजर हो, हिल्स हो, स्पिरिचुअल हो। बहुत सारे ऐसे सेगमेंट हैं जो बहुत अंडर पेनिट्रेटेड हैं, जैसे वाइल्ड लाइफ बहुत अंडर पेनिट्रेटेड है इंडिया में, स्पिरिचुअल बहुत अंडर पेनिट्रेटेड है। वैसे अगर मैं आपको सच कहूँ तो पूरी लग्जरी इंडस्ट्री अंडर पेनिट्रेटेड है। टोटल ब्रांडेड कीज ही 29,000 है, जिसमें 3,500 कीज लीला के हैं। अगर आप स्टैटिस्टिक्स देखोगे तो 69 मिलियन हाउस होल्ड है जो कंज्यूम करते हैं लग्जरी, उनके लिए 23,000 कमरे हैं। ये 200 मिलियन हाउस होल्ड बन जाएंगे 5-7 साल में। उनके लिए आप सोचो कितने कम कमरे हैं जिसमें आप रह सकते हो। तो इसी से आप देखो कितनी ग्रोथ अपॉर्चुनिटी लग्जरी होटल कंपनी की है। और आज कोविड के बाद हर इंसान को है ना, जीवन एक ही बार मुझे मिलता है, मुझे एक जीवन जीना है, पैसे रख के थोड़ी जाएंगे। सो आज हर आदमी चाहता है कि मैं अच्छा ट्रैवल करूं, अच्छा पहनूं, अच्छे होटल में रहूं, अच्छा खाना खाऊं। इन सब से क्या होगा, डिस्क्रिशनरी स्पेंड बढ़ रहा है और सर्विस इंडस्ट्री, हॉस्पिटैलिटी को फायदा होगा। अगर आप देखेंगे हम बिजनेस सेगमेंट में हम 2 होटल ऐड कर रहे हैं। एक हम 200 बे होटल जो 63 सर्विस अपार्टमेंट्स होंगे, ये एयरपोर्ट डिस्ट्रिक्ट ऑफ मुंबई में ऐड करें अंधेरी में। दूसरा एक 250 कमरे का होटल BKC मुंबई बना रहे, हार्ट ऑफ द सिटी। उससे ज्यादा इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी कहीं नहीं है मुंबई में, जो आपको पता है। हिल स्टेशन में हम 2 होटल ऐड कर रहे हैं। एक हम श्रीनगर में ऐड करें जहाँ सेंटर होटल है, वो होटल को हम लीला पैलेस बनाएंगे। उससे अच्छा लोकेशन आपको मिल नहीं सकता इंडिया में। डल लेक पे 12-13 एकड़ और आपको हिल्स की व्यू, और एक तरफ का डल लेक। इससे अच्छा और कोई लोकेशन इंडिया में नहीं है हमारे हिसाब से। दूसरा सिक्किम गैंगटॉक में हम बना रहे हैं होटल जो हिमालय व्यूज है उसके, अगेन ग्रेट होटल टू ऐड ऑन द पोर्टफोलियो। हेरिटेज में हम 2 होटल ऐड कर रहे हैं। एक हम आगरा में ऐड कर रहे हैं 99 रूम्स का, 1 किलोमीटर की दूरी पे वो होटल है और हर कमरे से ताज दिखता है। और कोई होटल नया नहीं आ सकता है जो इतना पास में बनेगा, बिकॉज अब अलाउड नहीं। हमारी जमीन जब हमने खरीदी थी पोर्टफोलियो, तब ये जमीन हमारे पास आई थी फ्रॉम द ओल्ड कंपनी। सो वी ऑलरेडी हैव दिस लैंड ऑन आवर बैलेंस शीट, और अब हम होटल बना रहे हैं। दूसरा रंथम बोर्ड में बना रहे 70 कमरे का होटल। ये ऑलरेडी 75 की इसका एक ओल्ड फोर्ट्रेस है, 350 साल पुराना ये फोर्ट्रेस जिसको हम होटल बना रहे हैं। स्पिरिचुअल सेगमेंट में भी हम एंट्री कर रहे हैं, अयोध्या में भी 100 कीज, और वाइल्ड लाइफ में बांधवगढ़ में 30 कमरे से बना है। इन सब से हमारी प्रेजेंस इंडिया में बढ़ेगी। पैन इंडिया प्रेजेंस जो अनुराग ने आपको दिखाया था, आप देखेंगे इंडिया के हर कोने में अब हैं, फ्रॉम नॉर्थ टू साउथ। उधर आप सिक्किम गैंगटॉक से आ जाओ तो मुंबई, पूरी इंडिया में पैन प्रेजेंस है। लीला क्लब अनुराग ने मेंशन किया है कि हम मेंबर्स ओनली क्लब खोल रहे हैं। ये हम दिल्ली, बैंगलोर, चेन्नई में खोल रहे हैं, ऑन ट्रैक इसी साल ये खुलेगा। ये एक एग्जाम्पल है कि आप ब्रांड को कैसे मोनेटाइज कर सकते हो अपने रियल स्टेट को। हमारे हर होटल में स्पेस टाउन में हम मेंबर्स क्लब बना रहे हैं, उससे हमें मेंबरशिप फीस मिलेगी जो बहुत हाई फ्लो थ्रू है, उससे मेजॉरिटी पैसा आपके प्रॉफिट में आएगा, प्लस वो एडिशनल F&B और रूम से कंट्रीब्यूट करेगा। दूसरी अपॉर्चुनिटी जो हम देखते हैं वो है ब्रांडेड रेजिडेंशियल सर्विस अपार्टमेंट। आप पिछले 5 सालों में देखोगे ये बिजनेस सेगमेंट 7 गुना बढ़ गया है। लीला क्योंकि इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग लग्जरी ब्रांड है, हमारे पास बहुत सारे इंटरेस्ट आते हैं कि आप हमें भी रेजिडेंस को ब्रांड करो। उससे आप वन टाइम ब्रांडिंग फीस जनरेट कर सकते हो सेल ऑफ द रेजिडेंशियल, और अ लॉन्ग टर्म मैनेजमेंट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट टू रन एंड ऑपरेट दिस रेजिडेंशियल सर्विस अपार्टमेंट। इसमें भी बहुत रनवे अपॉर्चुनिटी है टू ग्रो योर top line. We spoke about Brookfield. Brookfield as a sponsor. It has 1 trillion of assets under management globally. India में 30 million है. Has a very deep expertise in real estate and hospitality. आप देखेंगे एक 60 होटल ये own करते हैं globally, 44,000 keys है. आप देखो इनको कितनी नॉलेज होगी जो ये लीला को पसंद करते होंगे कि होटल कैसे, क्या ट्रेंड्स हैं, होटल को कैसे चलाया जाए. वन ऑफ द रीजन क्यों हमारे रेफपार प्रीमियम या 40% और 50% के EBITDA है, बिकॉज वी कीप गेटिंग गाइडेंस फ्रॉम अ वेरी एक्सपीरियंस स्पॉन्सर जिनकी इतने होटल्स का एक्सपीरियंस है, ऑलमोस्ट 180 होटल का. और क्योंकि हमारे लार्जेस्ट इन्वेस्टर हमेशा रहेंगे, उनका वो एक्सपीरियंस और वो नॉलेज हमें गाइड करता रहेगा आप कैसे अपने बिजनेस को और बेहतर करो. Leela is a very professional company also, a very strong management. If you see Anuraag, you spoke Anuraag, you know, he has worked for almost 30 years, brought luxury brands in like Sainsbury's. बाकी डिपार्टमेंट भी हमारे जैसे सेल्स है, रेवेन्यू, मार्केटिंग है, सब में हमने एक्सपीरियंस होटेलियर्स को लाए हैं so that हमारी कंपनी well established और robust है to take care of the same store hotels and even the contracted payment. Has a very strong project management team जो हमारे इन 5 own hotels को बनाएगी. ये हमारे बोर्ड मेंबर्स हैं, वेरी डिस्टिंग्विश्ड बोर्ड, चेयर्ड बाय मिस्टर दीपक पारेख. उनके लिए कोई इंट्रोडक्शन की जरूरत नहीं है हमें. बाकी आप बोर्ड मेंबर्स देखेंगे सब वेरी वेल एक्सपीरियंस्ड, वेरी नॉलेजेबल. वी हैव अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस और उसके इनके गाइडेंस से दिस कंपनी विल कीप ग्रोइंग एंड एक्सपैंडिंग. थैंक यू वेरी मच.